Hi, Mr. Jamison. My name is Kendall. I'm an eighth grade Avid Ambassador at Ridge Road. And I personally am really excited to get to know more about you and your career.
You say your name is Kendall?
Yes, my name is
Okay.
Kendall.
Nice to meet you, Kendall.
And my name is Mackenzie, and I'm also an eighth grade Avid Ambassador as well. And like Kendall said, I am excited to get to know more about you and what you do.
It's a pleasure, Mackenzie.
Now, we just have a few questions for you today. The
Okay.
first is, did you ever want to play for the Charlotte Hornets?
At one particular time, I did. Being from Charlotte, going to the University of North Carolina as well, and the most important thing, being able to fulfill my dream as far as being an NBA player. Every time I used to come home and play against the Hornets, my family, my friends used to always be there. So at one particular time, it was always a dream of mine to play for the Hornets. And it almost happened. It was after I got done playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers, I finally became a free agent. And I sat down with the Hornets and they wanted me to come there. And at that particular time, I was just towards the end of my career. I won an NBA championship. I wanted to try to get on a contending team. And instead of signing with the Hornets, I ended up signing with the Lakers for a year. And that's when I became teammates with Kobe Bryant and Dwight Howard and those guys. And unfortunately, we came up short as far as trying to win a championship. But I came very close to playing for the Hornets. And, I look back now, I wish I would have made that decision to at least been able to play for the Hornets, for my parents to come see all the games, the kids can be there. But like I said, I was able to fulfill my dream for 16 years, so I'm not complaining at all. But I came very close to playing for the Hornets.
Okay. The question I have is, what is your most memorable game?
My most memorable game would probably have to be, I've had so many, but right now, I would say the first time I scored 51 points, the second time I scored 51 points, it was against Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. We both went 51 points that game. And for me, it was kind of my coming out game. I got drafted. My rookie year, I kind of struggled a little bit. My second year, I kind of started to get my feet wet. And that third year is when I started to play the type of basketball I always felt like I can play at the NBA level. In that particular game, I had just scored 51 points, and we're playing against the Lakers. This is when they had Shaq, Kobe. They just won a championship, and um, to go back and forth with Kobe Bryant, and to score 51 points with him is probably like the most memorable moment that I have so far. Don't get me wrong, I got so many from college days to being an all-star on the NBA level, but for some reason it kind of suits me to say that's my most memorable moment because the relationship I had with Kobe, and of course what has happened to Kobe a little over a year ago, it just really stands out. And I remember they played it, I recorded it, and me and the kids will look at it, and just to have those memories, to know that I scored 51 points with one of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game, that moment really stands out to me right now.
Okay. Um, Now, are you still working for the NBA currently?
Right now, I am director of pro personnel for the Washington Wizards. I was fortunate enough to play 16 years in the NBA. After I left, I didn't know. After I retired, I didn't know what I was going to do, and an opportunity presented itself for me to do some commentary for the Lakers. I did that for 3 years. After that, I did some scouting for the Lakers for 2 years, and then I was fortunate enough to get the director of pro personnel for the Washington Wizards. And you might ask him, what is director of pro personnel or whatever, but my job entirely is pretty much anything that has to do on the pro side, whether it's free agents, whether it's doing trades, whether it's trying to scout college prospects to join your team, anything that has to do with the team and putting the team together. I'm kind of overseeing all of those things. So Definitely a step up from my scouting days I had with the Lakers, and just fortunate enough to still be doing something as far as, you know, surrounding myself with the NBA, something that I love to do night in and night out. So I tell people all the time, I never had a job in my life, because to me, this is my dream, to play the game. And now they paying me to watch the game. They paying me to like put teams together and things of that nature. So I've been fortunate enough to be around the game a long time. And this is actually my second year with the Wizards as far as director of pro personnel.
Okay. Can you tell us about your Charlotte connection?
Funny story, I was originally born in Shreveport, Louisiana. And my mom and dad felt like I got a younger brother and a younger sister, in order for us to have the best potential, it was time for a move. And they just felt like at that particular time, Shreveport wasn't going to give us what we needed on the educational side, and just pretty much giving us opportunities in general. So my dad was a construction worker, and he told my mom, I mean, he was going to like Cincinnati, Kentucky, he was going all over the place. And he said, well, I'm gonna go to these cities, and if I think it's a place that I feel is ideal for us and the family, I'll fly you up, you can come see it. And if I give your thumbs of approval, that would be the next place we will move to. And Hurricane Hugo had hit Charlotte area, and my dad's company had to come up from Louisiana to like help out with cleaning up and getting things back in order. And he felt like it was a great place to raise the family. He flew my mom up, she loved it. And that's pretty much how we became, a part of the Charlotte community. And I'm a Charlottean or whatever, but definitely blessed, because I felt like if we never made that move, some of the opportunities that presented itself to myself and my family probably would have never happened. But that was what, 90? So I've been in Charlotte since 1990, and I played for 6 different teams. I've been in DC, LA, Ohio, Dallas, and Charlotte is just home to me. My kids, they go to private school in Charlotte. My sister's a teacher in Charlotte. My brother works for the government in Charlotte. So we pretty much planted all our roots in Charlotte, and it's going to be the place where, I'm to the day I die. This is home. I love the area. As you can see, Charlotte has grown since I've been there since 1990. It seems like everywhere you look at, they building new houses and condos, and downtown has totally changed. So to me, it's a great place to raise your family. Education is great for the kids. And that's pretty much, how I became and moved to Charlotte. And now I see myself raising my family here as well. And, my parents are still in Charlotte. I'm like 5 minutes from my parents, 7 minutes from my brother, about 15, 20 minutes from my sister. So we still a close-knit family. And I love Charlotte. I love going out and trying to do as much for the community. I've done a lot of things for Charlotte, and Charlotte has done so many great things for myself. And I couldn't see myself anywhere else other than Charlotte.
Now, how would you say Charlotte has influenced your success?
I would say just the overall support that I've gotten from Charlotte, from my teachers in high school, from the barber who cut my hair when I was a kid. Just the overall appreciation I got from people who knew me when I was this tall, skinny 8th grader at Quail Hollow Middle School. And those people are still in my lives. Those people still influence the way I think, my thought process. I've always wanted to go back and just see what I can do, and how I can help. From the mayor, from the journalists who written reports of me in high school. I still keep in contact with those guys. To me, just the overall support system that I got from Charlotte, it makes it easier for me to still call Charlotte my home. I think it'd be different if I didn't have that support system, if I didn't have people who believed in me and wanted to see me be successful. Um, but you know, you just, when you get that feeling that this is home, this is where I'm supposed to be. These people have done so much for me, and it's just a common balance of what I bring to the table and what Charlotte has done for my overall success. And I can honestly tell you things happen for a reason. And I think if I was raised somewhere else, the success that I was able to accomplish, um, I have great work ethic and I have a great family support system. And I always believe that no matter what, I would have had some success. But I think I really peaked my success by being from Charlotte and having the communities backing me up and having this just the overall support of Charlotte in my corner. And I think that's the reason why I've been able to have success. That's the reason why I've been able to be the father, the son, the brother, the friend. It all comes from my roots of being from Charlotte.
All right. What would you consider to be your greatest achievement, and how would you describe your legacy in the Charlotte community?
My greatest achievement, I'm a father of five. I've been able to travel the world because of the game of basketball. I've been able to see so many important people. But to me, the greatest achievement, if you would talk to my friends, my family, um, they know I take being a father just as important as anything in this world. And I've been blessed to have five healthy kids who they brighten up my day every day. They continue to put gray hairs in my head as well. But that to me is my greatest achievement ever, to be called a dad and to see the way that they have different personalities and things of that nature all come together, all because of me and their mom. My oldest is a junior at Carolina. I have a 15-year-old daughter, a 14-year-old son, 11-year-old son, and a 4-year-old daughter. And it's never a dull moment, but to me, that's been the greatest achievement that I can put on my belt. I love giving back to the community. I love doing so many things. But if you was to say my greatest achievement and the most thing I'm proud of is definitely being a father to my five kids and seeing that whatever I do and how I communicate with them and the upbringing is going to affect what they do. That's their type of success going forward. So that's probably my greatest achievement. And what was the second question? I'm sorry.
How would you describe your legacy in
Oh,
the
my legacy. Uh, my legacy is that, I just want people to recognize that no matter how much success I had in life, no matter what I accomplished, I'm just as equal to as you and any other person. I do things with a smile. I do things wholeheartedly. Um, I just want to see people be successful. I want to give back and give people the same opportunities that I had, and I try to do that as much as possible. And I've been put on this platform. I've been put on this platform to be able to help out others and to be able to influence others as well. And I really take that to heart. So I just hope my legacy is that somebody, he was someone that really cares for just everyone. He wanted to see everyone be successful. He loved his family, and he did everything with a smile. And like I said, he had no kind of negativity things, negativity thoughts whatsoever. He just wanted everybody to be, uh, he just wanted to see everybody be successful. And uh, every time I try to do something or I'm trying to influence people, whatever the situation is, I'm doing it because I want to see them be able to succeed in life. Because I could have made excuses, but I didn't. And because I didn't make excuses, but also I had the right people in my corner to help me out, that's the reason why I was able to be successful. So anybody I come across, don't make any excuses, and I would do everything possible to help you out as well.
like that response. In what ways has Charlotte grown and changed
Ooh.
your career?
Charlotte has grown. I mean, I was reading something the other day. I think they were saying like close to like 10,000 people a month are moving to the Charlotte area. When I first got to Charlotte, I mean, it was quiet, um, nice sized city or whatever. And you had like the Durham, Raleigh area. You had all these other areas that kind of made up North Carolina. But Charlotte is like, to me, I look at Charlotte as a miniature Atlanta. Not quite as big, but it's kind of like taking that same kind of infrastructure as Atlanta is, and it's changed dramatically. Uh, if you look at downtown, I mean, nobody really went downtown at all, but you have the Charlotte Hornets arena downtown. You have the Bobcats arena down. I mean, the Panther Stadium downtown. We have a new Major League Soccer league that's playing downtown. Johnson C. Smith, all these black colleges and things of that nature. It's really grown to be a place of destination. People want to, you're starting to see so many people from New York, Florida, like Midwest, that's gravitating to Charlotte because it's a great place. A great place to raise your kids. It's a great place to go out and, like I say, you got sporting events. You can meet different people. So it's changed a lot with the infrastructure, but also this is just a place of destiny. People want to come to Charlotte. They heard so many great things, great opportunities for whether it's work or just to better your life and things of that nature. So it's changed dramatically on all those aspects, and I love it. I love to see the growth. Uh, One of the best banking capitals of the world, and it's so many opportunities. I think before it was some, and that's the reason why my parents moved here because they felt like it was a great opportunity for our family. But now it's even so many more opportunities for growth with the family and businesses and things of that nature. So I think that's how Charlotte has really grown as of late.
All right. What unique challenges have you overcome in your lifetime?
Uh, Unique challenges, I think for me, is just adapting. I'm a Southern kid from Louisiana who moved to Charlotte. And all of a sudden, because of my work ethic and having the right people in place, everywhere I go, people kind of recognize who I am. They know me, and it took a while for me to adapt to that. And now having kids, it took a while for them to like, why is everybody coming up asking for your autograph and things of that nature? They don't do it as much as now that it did back then. But for me, it was the biggest adjustment I had to make was I'm living out my dream, playing on the NBA level and being able to do so many things for so many people and still being able to be as humble as I possibly can be. Coach Smith at the University of North Carolina, he was one of the most influential people who've ever came across my life. And he really instilled family values and being humbled. Um, I guess he saw it before I did because I never knew that I would be able to be on this level, but he always saw something special in me. He always told me, no matter what happens in your life, always be humble and treat people with the same amount of respect you want them to treat you. And I've always lived by that creed. And I don't know if it's a big adjustment, but the biggest adjustment is just being able to have so much and not take it for granted, but also knowing that I am a role model and my job is to give back and try to influence people the way I've been influenced. So I think that's probably been my biggest adjustment. Uh, I've been blessed to do something I love to do. And, I don't see any kind of, you know, difficulties or roadblocks or anything like that been placed in my way. It's been some things, some trying times, things of mistakes I've made, but I've been fortunate enough to, just live life and smile with it and just enjoy life. I got great friends, great support system, and the biggest adjustment is just to like, experience that with them and be able to help them out and be there for them. And they've done the same thing for me as well. That was a good question. That was tough too.
What was school like for you, and what were some of your best and worst memories?
High school, college, or just overall?
Overall.
I think the best memories I have of high school and college is that the friends I had then are still my friends now. And I have a daughter who's in college, and she's kind of going through this adjustment of the people she was cool with her freshman year, right now her junior year, they're kind of not as close as they were. But I've been fortunate enough to have people I can call my friends for 20 plus years, and that's very rare these days. So my best memories are definitely like friends that I have now that I met in high school, middle school, and college. And I think the most difficult things of that was the expectations that I had. In middle school, not so much, but in high school, I played basketball, and all of a sudden I started getting recruited by all these colleges. And I was kind of placed under a microscope. So for me, coming from Louisiana, being in Charlotte, I just wanted to play basketball. I didn't know that I had this talent to, uh, you know, allow my parents not to have to pay for college. Um, I had this talent I can, accomplish generational wealth for my kids and their kids. So for me, getting all this attention in high school, both positive and negative, because we made road trips and I went to the other schools and the things that were being said, I kind of had to take that within a grain of salt. And I was like, okay, this is a reason why they are saying these things about you. And you just have to, play and just carry your family name and the school name that you're playing with. And the same thing in college. I was going to Duke and so many negative things were being said, but so many people respected me and loved me when I was at Carolina. They put me on this microscope because I didn't do drugs. I didn't drink alcohol at all. It was just, I love the game of basketball, and I just wanted to make my parents proud of their son. So I knew I had this opportunity to like somewhat, make it to the NBA and prevent my parents from working 2 or 3 jobs at a time. So I just wanted to not mess up and just, you know, this craft, this talent that I have, utilize it to the best of my abilities, but also you still want to be a kid. You still want to enjoy life. And I found a great balance. Like I said, Coach Smith and the coaching staff, my high school coach, my high school assistant coach, those guys gave me great balance. My guidance counselors in middle school and high school. So the biggest adjustments was still trying to be a kid, but also know that you're under this microscope that you can't mess up. My dad always used to tell me that you playing this game and you represent that school on the front of your jersey, but the most important thing is the name on the back of your jersey, and that was our last name. And now that I have kids, I kind of preach the same thing to them. It's like, look, I'm not crazy. I know you want to enjoy life, and I'm not going to tell you not to, but there's a certain way you have to do it. And for me, I just felt like I had my grandma, my aunts, and my uncles, so many people that wanted me to be successful, and I'm representing them, and I had to do it a certain way. So the biggest, challenges for myself were, you are under this microscope. Enjoy it. It comes with the territory, but also you cannot mess it up. And I done an unbelievable job as far as balancing the two. And I made so many people proud. And I'm happy to say that I did a good job of that. But also it was times where, I could have went the wrong way, but I didn't. That was because of that support system once again.
Okay. What advice would you give to young people today that were interested in pursuing the same career?
Hard work. Now, I was blessed. Both my parents used to work 2 to 3 jobs at a time. And because I never seen them complain at all. And this is someone who want to play a game of basketball. I started off, I always visualized myself playing in the NBA, but the most important thing for me is I didn't want my parents to have to pay for college. So I knew I was going to play and try to get a free education for that. But if you want to be so successful, if you want to make it to whether it's the NBA or if you want to make it to college or you want to be a starter on your high school team, you have to be focused. Back when I was going through this process, it wasn't so many distractions as it is now. You guys have so many distractions. You have social networking. You have the opportunity to do so many things that wasn't presented to myself at that particular time. So the most important thing is you have to almost create somewhat of a bubble and not allow the outside distractions to affect how you perform and so forth. I have two sons who want to do the same thing, and they're in middle school and elementary school, and it's like, I get it. I'm giving you all the resources to improve your craft, your fundamentals, and things of that nature. But the biggest task is going to be, oh, I got friends who have a car. They want to go to this party. Do I go to this party, or do I get enough sleep to make sure I have enough energy and I'm prepared for practice tomorrow or workouts? It's just so many outside distractions that I didn't have that made it easier for myself. But hard work, you have to dedicate yourself to your craft, and you cannot make any excuses. I think a lot of this generation is that we make so many excuses as far as, oh, this didn't happen because the coach didn't like me. I had so many coaches who didn't care if I succeeded or not, but I didn't let that deter me from, still coming in, getting my work in, and so forth. So, you have to have a work ethic. You have to eliminate all the outside distractions, and the most important thing, you have to believe. If your faith in God or just believe in yourself, you have to believe that I can accomplish I can accomplish this no matter what. And a lot of people might not want to hear this. You have to have a backup plan. My backup plan was I had to get my college degree because I could have broke my leg my sophomore year in college or my junior year in college, and my NBA dreams are pretty much shattered. And I also played with some guys who, whether it was college or on a pro level, who was more talented than I was. They can shoot the ball better, they can out jump me, they can dribble the ball, but they didn't have the dedication to be the best possible player they possibly can be. And those are the things I think that separates people who actually wants to take this to the next level and be successful at their craft, and people who just like to, being a basketball player can, give me notoriety or, help me pay for things. But, you just have to have a certain work ethic and dedication to the game. And you just have to believe in yourself as well.
I agree. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Superpower. If I could have any superpower right now, what would it be? That's a good question. If I had a superpower to make everyone love one another and just take hatred out of your heart and your mind and your soul, I would definitely do that. I'm kind of embarrassed at where we at or where we are as a nation, and just to know that we have so much hatred that's going on in this world, and it's sickening to me to know that my kids are going to be kind of brought up in this like just negativity that's going on. So if I had the superpower just to give everybody love and take all the hatred and just say, you know what, no matter the color of your skin, no matter what kind of religion or what you believe in, I accept you, I accept that, I have love for you. If I can do that, I would definitely be able to, want to just influence everybody of that, and just have love, and just to know that we're all created differently, but we still should love one another as one.
Okay, thank you so much. That is all the questions that we have for you.
And that's why he's my friend.